Well, hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. This week we have a full supermoon coming up in Aries, and it is the final supermoon of this cycle. I've been talking about it this whole time. Now I have confirmation. I have done the research. I have looked back. Supermoons do, in fact, come in groups of threes. Once a year you get a set of full super moons and a set of new supermoons. But what's different about this particular set that we have is the mirror effect of epigee and perigee, and that's the dramatic thing that I've been talking about this whole time. So if you go back from December of last year into February of this year was our first set of 3 supermoons, and they were super new moons that came in with a pairing of micro full moons. When you have a micro moon, the moon is the farthest away that it possibly can be, and when you have a super moon, it is as close as it can possibly be. The epigee and perigee do not typically line up in a way where you would have the moon moving as far as it possibly could go and then coming as close as it possibly could in a matter of 2 weeks. That's not common. That's not normal. That's weird, actually. So, this being our final supermoon coming up from the micro moon and then leading up into our next month of moons where we have a pair of eclipses to close out this whole big cycle once and for all, for really, yeah, it's crazy, interesting, neat energy. Really love it. Hey, look, I tiraded a little bit longer, getting into some astrology with you guys. Just a little bit. No professional am I, but I'm learning, I'm growing. We all are. And as I said, I feel like it's very much related to these dramatic moons that we've had this cycle, this year. Everything that we've been going through is just transformation after transformation. I'm not the same person I was when I started this. Guarantee you aren't either. If you really look at it, if you really, you have those mornings you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm somebody else now. I'm a better, stronger version of who I used to be, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. It's so much fun. So, getting into this full supermoon, it's in Aries, and it is, again, our final stages of this dramatic growth process that we've been going through. So, it's kind of nice that it's ending in our head, which is where Aries rules. It's in our heads. This is us being strong in our minds, strong in our determination, strong in our decisions, walking your talk, being that person that you said you were going to be. That is the general energy for this Aries full supermoon that's coming up. And I am just so excited to get into it with you guys. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's go do our reads. Well, hello, Capricorns. How's the moon going for you? So moving through Pisces today. We're looking into that Aries full supermoon. I'm going to start with this one, just given what's on there. So we're going to begin with our Ace of Wands sitting on the top of the deck here. Yeah. Will that influence our fire journey that we are on thus far? Alright, this feels like an internal struggle. This feels like more of an internal battle than external, at least right now. Especially with this King of Swords and that Ace of Wands coming out there. It's like something ignited a passion for you, and because of that, there's this internal battle with you being the master of your own words. being able to communicate in a kingly manner, if that makes sense. We are like, retrograde season is super upon us, so there's a lot of going over things, struggles, as I have said and will continue to say now, as we're going through this full moon, new Libra season energy. It was a shadow work year, and the shadow work has only just begun. So if you've been struggling thus far, 2:22 on the clock, but let's, if you've been struggling thus far, we're gonna, sorry, hitting another 2:22 on the other clock as we get there. Keep going, Ronnie. Stay focused. Yes, if you've been on this journey thus far, doing the shadow work, going through the stuff and all of that, we're not out of the woods yet. Sorry to say. This is the real shadow work season. This is the real deep, dark stuff. We started off, pretty deep and heavy as it was. We're just gonna dive deeper now. I think I was reading Scorpios, and it's like, take a deep breath. I'm about to go under. That's how I've been feeling. And that's how you're kind of feeling too. Kind of, sort of. A little bit guarded. Definitely a little bit guarded. A little bit more wand energy for us too. The fires, they are a-burnin'. Okay. So this Ten of Pentacles fell on the side of this King of Swords. It's an internal battle of what makes a home. A home. We have the Page of Swords, the Lovers, and the Four of Cups in reverse. We're coming out of a clumsy love situation, but this is unrelated to this. They fell out on opposite sides of the king even. We have the Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands all on this side of the king, where we are coming out of a clumsy love situation, love scenario. Be that partners or any kind of deep love or dynamic pairing, but it certainly feels pretty emotional. It also feels like we're kind of coming out of it, like that ship has sailed. So far, it's almost on the other side of the world right now. And this is on the other side of this King of Swords. We have High Priestess sitting on the top. So, the intuitive balance of light and dark, moving through the veil, coming out of a headspace that has gotten you feeling pretty edgy, pretty on edge, right? Just a little tense, a little guarded, a little bit like, I don't want to do anything anywhere near what this was, that's for sure. But there is a pull on the other side of this King of Swords that is part of that internal struggle of like, I don't want this, but I do want this. So now what does that mean? I want the happy home, the wife, the kids, the dog. I want all of the things. I want all of the things. But I thought I had that, and it turned out to be just really traumatic. It turned out to be pretty traumatic for your soul. And that's why we are struggling with this kingness, this kingliness. The Ace of Wands that was on the top of the deck has flipped. We've been doing this today too. Top of the deck, Tower. Bottom of the deck, Fool. This is the end and the beginning of your story. That's your story. This is all of our life stories right here. This is a book that we have ripped the pages out of, and we're just shuffling them about to create new stories. And this beautiful signifier of beginnings and endings. But yes, okay, so that Ace of Wands that was out on the top before came out reversed on the other side with the Five of Pentacles. Also reversed. Flipped over. It's more wand energy, of course, but I don't know what else to make of this other than just still working your way out of the financial situations that have resulted from this situation. You're not fully in it, but you're definitely like still working that out, right? Still kind of trying to like gain ground, really figure out like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? Like, Five Pentacles left, and that certainly is not enough for this. What is half though? I'm just saying with all them twos in the beginning. That was hidden. That Pentacle journey really has caught fire. What's all that? It's a big book. The Tower's still on the top of the deck. Stayed there. New bottom card. Now I have to figure out the position, the point and position of this tower, because, like, time lapse. So, it's a book. It's a story. Let's get into it. So, Ten of Swords to the Four of Pentacles. It's death to the foundations. It's upheaval. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Eight of Wands. The choice that we do not make will be made for us, is what that is. The Knight being a very slow-moving, somber, trudging person that he is. And the indecision, the weight of these two things that are pulling on the sides of our King of Swords here. And she is blindfolded, which really does call for the use of intuition. This, like, you see that lightning strike in the background there, like, it's much bigger and much closer, and it's coming in a lot faster than you think it's going to. So interesting. King of Wands, the world, and the star. So much fire. So much passion here. So much doubt and self-questioning as well. But with the world and the star here, you have to close the cycle to begin that new one, right? This is it. This is the end of that world. And we already know this. We already have gone through this. This is where we're coming. Or this is where we're coming from. And this star is where we're going. And it's not like we have to chase it very far. It's gonna meet us halfway. If we put in the work and the self-care and nurture ourselves, that star will come in. It'll meet you halfway. The star is already doing its part, is what I heard. Okay, I'm going to take this in a set of 4, yes. Yeah. Knight of Swords, 4 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and a 7 of Swords. That Queen of Pentacles feels super shady with all of that, like, all of those weapons sitting up around her. It's kind of like she's been gathering allies. And she feels menacing. She feels deceitful. She feels like she has total destruction and chaos on the mind. Whether it is completely consciously intentional or just instinctive. But it's not good. Well, it's not good. Tower moment. If this crazy bitch wants to burn the castle and the kingdom down to the ground, it serves you more than you know. This is something coming down from the gods. If you pay attention to this little dove here, it looks like it's coming out to save at least one of these people who's falling from the burning tower. And the watchful eye over top, it's guided. This was guided. That's why I said I didn't know if it was intuition or intention. I don't know if this queen even really is fully aware that she is just playing a part. She's just playing a role. Maybe she does. Maybe she does. I've definitely had that experience in my life where you are just acting out a role through a scenario because you don't know what else to do. So you just play your part. Whatever part you are dealt, that's what you go out there on stage and that's what you perform. That doesn't necessarily even make it a part of you, but it's guided. And as destructive as it may seem, I think it has, again, some really good... It's making room. All of us are kind of making room right now. We're all just making room for that next thing. That's why we're going into shadow work season. We have to deal with all of this bullshit in order to make room and get ourselves ready for that next thing. Right? There we go. We did it. We'll take that bottom of the deck as well. Rise like a phoenix from the ashes, my dear Capricorns. That's right. Fuck it. Let it burn to the ground and reignite yourself and be made new. Beautiful messages. Always. Such a good time. Sure do love this. All kinds of fun. So, very interesting how everybody kind of sorts out and works through their things using the tools that they have. I'm speaking to only specific tools right now, but that doesn't mean that I'm not tapping into spirit by connecting with something that you identify with. Right? So, let's see what our Halloween Oracle has for my Capricorns. Let's close this out. It's like 6 cards. It's excessive. It's excessive, Capricorn. You don't want to hang out. We'll be back. We'll be back. There's plenty of content going backwards. If you are just coming in, like, again, I always try to say, like, go back. Go back. Because these get scary how, like, how these stories continue, especially Capricorns. I've been very consistently on a journey this whole time. I know I haven't caught a lot of you yet, so if you're bored, if you want a little more, go on back. Check them out. See if I hit some stuff. Kind of think back across, like, timelines. I like to do that sometimes. I'll go back to some tarot reader's old video from, like, 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago, and I'll just kind of think about where I was at that time and be like, oh, shit, that did hit. That all makes sense now. But I had to hear it now as I was in the process. One moment. Okay. Crisis averted. See if we can get our Halloween oracles now. Oh, no. That's right. I can't do the Halloween oracles yet. That was the whole thing. I was down there, changing a butt, and I heard this very rude Capricorn voice saying, like, oh yeah, go back, you think you can call all of this stuff from, like, however long you've been doing this for? Prove it. So, I was challenged. Let's see if we can prove it. It's a defensive statement, by the way, Capricorn. Don't act like you don't know that that Queen of Swords is standing right there. Don't act like you don't know. What? Where? Who? Nah, I have no idea who you're talking about. Nope. No clue. No clue at all who you could possibly be talking about. It's not as if a Queen of Pentacles was never really the divine partner for a King of Swords in the first place, or anything like that. Right? Go dance after this death. Have fun. enjoy yourself. If you don't know yet, if you can't quite see this yet, this coming for you, this energy right here, you can't see that yet? It's already coming to meet you halfway, like I said. So, go for a dance after this death. There's obviously a lot going on here. There's a lot to sort out. There's a lot to do. But a king can handle it. And when you're ready to step out, step up, it's all going to be there. That pinnacle journey is going to be worth it. Now, I'm going to try for this oracle. I'm going to stop futzing about my hair. But it is driving me nuts right now. Okay. Well, I almost said it like 3 times. So the fact that I had that misstep, even in my mind, let's just grab the Queen of the Moon. She's here. She's ready to play, she says. So, let's get that. I'm going to put this now at a great station for it. Card number 2. Beginnings. Is that about 2 energy? Pairs, partners, beginnings, endings. What? Oh, it must be some other reader. Somewhere else, some other time. You are offered a fresh start. Your journey is beginning. Take the first steps towards something new. It is time to place emphasis on your health and well-being. There is something incredibly poetic and even romantic about that tiny sliver of silver that is the new moon. After the waning cycle and depth of the dark moon, here is appearing in the sky, incredibly, a crescent of the finest light, almost a scratch upon the blackboard of the universe. Here is the evidence that even after the darkest night, light returns again. The crescent of the new moon is an ancient symbol that stretches back to ancient prehistory. There are cave drawings featuring crescent moons, sculptures of goddesses with crescent moon diadems, and the goddesses Aphrodite, Hecate, Diana, Artemis, Inanna, and many Central Asian female deities are often depicted with new moon symbology. Go back even further into Neolithic cave paintings where moon and sun symbology features, with no phase more commonly being depicted than the new moon. When the new moon appears in the lunar cycle, we are gifted with a new beginning and a fresh start. What we have identified as useless or unneeded anymore has been released, and in the void of the dark moon, and here waiting is the new chance. Here we get to renew our lives and feel free enough to risk trying again. Whether we are asking for a fresh start in relationships or a new love, or are heralding the actioning of intentions such as better health, a new business, or the start of a new project, riding the new moon energy will assist us. Many creative people start new works on a new moon, and I, personally, as an author, I like to begin all my new works on this phase, even if a beginning means simply typing up a cover page or outline. The most important, or the most powerful of new moons for new starts are within the season of spring. I feel like that last bit really hit like a low note. Not like low, like vibrationally speaking, like a bad energy, but like just, that was just deep. That one hit deep. Like, I've been talking about the shadow work season and all of that, and just something about that new beginning. Getting ready for that new beginning, that fresh start, and something in spring. We'll see. We'll see. But it was a beautiful card. It was exactly what we needed. Yeah. Yep. I wasn't going to get that out of the Halloweenies. So, thank you, Capricorn. This is a fantastic read. I always have fun with you guys. You are so very interesting. So much stuff to work with here. It's great. I love it. So thank you, and we'll see you on the next moon.